Hey guys, what up, Charlie here, aka the Vegan Experiment, and what I want to talk about today is how much muscle mass can you build naturally on a vegan diet. And this is kind of a funny question because if you are vegan or not, this makes no difference at all if your nutrition is right and if you are eating enough calories. So I will make a video about this topic as well, but in this video here I just want to cover what is the biological potential for a human body to build muscle mass. So what is like the genetic potential of a human being to build muscle mass in a lifetime? Because if you look at scientific evidence, these numbers are far away from like what you hear in the gyms, you know, because I have also some friends that are telling me like, yeah, you know, like this guy gained like 30 pounds of muscle in 3 months and stuff like that, and this is just far away from reality. So in this video I want to focus on the scientific evidence and also show you how much muscle mass would be like a good number to gain per month, so you will not become too fat in this process, because we all want to build lean muscle mass, because I mean that's kind of cool thing to do. If you want to look at the scientific evidence, you can check out Lyle McDonald. He's a big authority in this natural bodybuilding niche, and I will also link one of his articles down below, and he has like a kind of a chart, a natural lean muscle building chart, where he shows how much muscle mass you can gain at a specific training age. With training age I mean how far away you are from your genetic potential, because if you are just training for 1 year, you are you are not as near to your genetic potential as a guy that would have been training for already 4 years. So if you are starting out with training, you can actually build more muscle mass in your first year than a guy that is already training for 4 years. So Lyle McDonald says that you as a natural lifter, as a guy, as a man, you can build around 45 pounds of pure muscle mass in your whole lifetime, which would mean you could gain 20 kilos of pure muscle mass. And some people would say like, yeah, but 20 kilos of muscle, like just gaining 20 kilos in a whole lifetime, that's not a lot. But people don't realize that this 20 kilos is pure muscle mass. So if you gain 20 kilos of pure muscle mass, you could gain 10 kilos of fat with that, and your body fat percentage would not really be higher, you know. So you could gain 30 kilos in one lifetime and people would think you are as lean as you started, basically, more or less. What kind of muscle mass can you gain in your first year of training? And Lyle McDonald says as well, if you have like really good genetics, like we talk about this 1% or 5% best genetics, you can gain 25 pounds of muscle mass in your first year of training. And also with the people I work with or people I see like training in the gym, this is kind of accurate. So in your first training year, if you spread out this 25 pounds on every month, you could gain till 2 pounds every month of pure muscle mass if you have really good genetics and if you have a good training routine. And with most people I see, this is not the case. They don't have the best genetics and they don't have the best routine. So if you're gaining 2 pounds, aka 1 kilo of body weight per month in your first year of training, you're actually gaining the most amount of muscle mass you can possibly gain. Everything that is above that will be fat, like most of the time. If I hear guys gaining like 2 kilos or 4 pounds of body weight every month for 6 months, I'm thinking like, dude, this guy is insane. Half of that is fat, even more, and you need to get rid of that if you want like to cut, or if you want to be lean again. So then if you are in your second years of training, you can gain half of that. So you could go for 1 pound or 500 grams of muscle mass of gain every month. So what I also tell my clients is, don't just go for that little number, because if you want to hit exactly 1 pound of body weight gain a month, this is quite difficult, because if you calculate that, this would mean that every day you would need a caloric surplus of 100 calories, which would mean you would just need to eat a teaspoon of olive oil a day extra. And most people don't know how much calories they need and don't know how much calories they eat. So this is kind of a difficult number to hit. So what I tell also people I work with is try to hit around 1 kilo, 2 pounds, perhaps a little bit less, around that number every month for like 6 or 7 months. And after 6 or 7 months, if you train right, half of that will be fat and half of that will be muscle mass. Then after that, you can focus on a 6 weeks cut, or even 2 months or 1 month's cut where you are in a caloric deficit. Then you can lose the fat you accumulated, but still maintain your muscle mass. And then you can start the next cycle of gaining 2 pounds a month for 6 months, and then again losing your body fat. And if you do 2 or 3 cycles of that, you can gain till like 3 or 4 kilos of pure muscle mass, and this will just look amazing if you just gain that amount of weight. So now we come to me, because I think that I am at my 3rd training age, and as the vegan experiment I want to try to gain the most amount of muscle mass. And what Lyle McDonald says is, if you're in your 3rd year of training, you can go for half a pound of pure muscle mass every month, which is not a lot. So I want to build the maximum amount of muscle mass, so I think that I'm like in this range of half a pound and 1 pound muscle mass gain per month. So what I want to do with the vegan experiment is, on this channel I want to document my journey, and I want to try to hit 1 pound of gain, of body weight gain per month for a long period of time. I guess in the beginning I will even try to hit a little bit more of body weight gain, because I want to gain the maximum amount of muscle mass. So I will also gain some body fat on this journey. So if you will see that I gain a little bit of body fat, this is totally normal, because I want to ensure that my body gains the maximum amount of muscle. So for me, like training in a good way or with a good routine since like 3 years, I guess even a little bit more, I cannot like go with a big number. So I think if I gain in these 12 months, if I gain like 5 kilos or 6 kilos, which would mean I will gain, let me think, 10 or like 12, 13 pounds in 1 year, this would be a pretty good weight gain. And if I also increase my weights in the gym, I can be sure that this will be muscle mass. So this is the message for my video, guys. If you want to like gain body weight, if you want to gain muscle, don't gain too quickly, because most of that will just be fat. So what I recommend my clients, like people that work with me, is if you want to gain muscle mass, but kind of in a lean way, you always need to know that you will gain a little bit of body fat on that journey. Because as a natural lifter, as a guy that trains without steroids, you need to give your body the permission to grow. And for that you need 2 things. You need progressive overload, like you need some stress you put on your muscle mass with like weights and reps and sets, and on the other side you need to give him enough calories so he can gain enough weight and enough muscle. But again, if you gain more than 1 kilo a month, you can be pretty sure that most of that will be body fat. But also what I want to say at the end of this video, don't freak out if you gain 1 kilo in the first month. You can always like cut a little bit on your calories and eat a little bit less. I will also make a video about that, like how to calculate your calories, how to set up a nutrition plan and stuff like that. So make sure to subscribe if you want to know more. I will try to just put scientific evidence in my videos and try this scientific evidence also for myself. So this was the vegan experiment. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you want to know more about building muscle, about veganism, about longevity, about the science behind it especially, make sure to subscribe down below. And yeah, as always, thanks a lot for watching, guys. And also, don't forget to stay on the rise. Peace.